Hi everyone, so today's video is on finding a missing side using trigonometry. So this is part one. This is when we are finding out a side that doesn't take too much thinking about to work out. So if you haven't been part of my live lesson, hopefully this video is going to be able to help you. So we've spent some time working out the angle. Okay, so what we're going to look at is obviously finding a side. Okay, I've specifically chosen the order that we're doing this in. So it's the same method every time for the questions that you're doing today and next lesson. Okay, so we start off exactly the same as we did last time when we're finding an angle. So your step one is always to label your sides. Okay, so the one opposite the angle that you're given is opposite. Okay, so make note this time we actually have a value for the angle. Okay, the one opposite the right angle is hypotenuse, and the one with the right angle and the angle is adjacent. Okay, so we've labelled our three sides. Next is to decide which side isn't going to help us when working out the answer. Now, we talked about this last time, and it was always the side that didn't have any information on it. Now, there are two sides this time that don't have any information on it. Obviously, we want the hypotenuse because we know that that's 12. We're going to be using the value of the angle, but which one do we need? Well, the one that we need is the side that we're finding out, so we have to have that one as well. So it's the other side that we don't need. So you need the side that's got a length, and you need the side that you're working out. So we're working with A and H, and this is our word obviously that we check first of all to see which part we're going to use. So we've got soccer toa. Okay, so if we're working with A and H, we're going to be working with ka. Okay, so what we can do is first of all we can write out the formula. So it's cos of the angle, so I'm going to call it x, equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Okay, right, so what we need to do is we need to put in the information that we know. Okay, now this is where it's important, so I'm going to write this down for you. So what we've got is the angle size always goes with sine, cos, or tan. So the size of the angle is going to be this x here. Okay, so what we've got is cos 42 equals a divided by 12. Now, what we need to do is we obviously need to get a on its own, and what we need to do is we need to use our knowledge of solving equations to get a on its own. So because this means a divided by 12, to get it on its own, we'd have to multiply by 12. So if I multiply that side by 12, I have to do the same to the other. Okay, so I've got cos 42 times 12 equals a. So what I need to do now is put it into my calculator. But what I need to make sure that I do when I'm putting this into my calculator, so hopefully you can see, then what it does is it opens a bracket. And I'm going to put the size of the angle in, but what I must do is I must close my bracket here. So I'll put that on there and then multiply it by 12. Okay, if I don't close the bracket, okay, what I get is a very strange number, and what you should realise is that that isn't right, because you can't have the length of a side as a negative number. So if I come back into here and I put my bracket in, hopefully it'll make more sense. That's much better, isn't it? So A equals 8.9 centimetres. Okay, so all I've done is put in what I know, and I've multiplied each side by 12 to get the A on its own. Okay, it's the same method every time. Okay, and you'll see this in the next example that I go through. Okay, so first of all we label our sides. So this one is opposite, this is hypotenuse, and this is adjacent. Okay, which side do I not need? Well, I need the 8, I need the one I'm working out, so this time I don't need the hypotenuse. So I've got SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so which part am I going to use? I'm using O and A, so I'm going to be using TOA this time. So if I write it out, tan x equals O over A. Okay, so let's plug in what I know. So remember, x is the angle. So tan 30 equals O is what we're working out, and A is 8. Okay, so what I did on this one, I multiplied each side by 12 to get rid of the 12 underneath so that the A was on its own. So to get the O on its own, I'm going to multiply each side by 8. Okay, so tan 30, I'm going to put it in brackets because that's the way it's like on the calculator, multiplied by 8 is going to tell us our answer. So as I did before, I used my calculator, tan 30 times 8. And it gives me the answer. O equals 4.6 centimetres. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to go through I've set you 3 questions and I want you to have a go at them, and you're following the exact same method as I've done here. Okay, any problems, just drop me a message.